All right, so should we start now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hi, judges. I am Arise, or we are
Arise.
Arise. So you might be wondering who we are. Well, first of all, I am the project manager, Francesca Comer-Nixie.
I am the programmer, Eric Courtney.
And I'm the asset manager, Casey Coughlin.
And we are, again, Arise. So, our problem and solution. Our problem that we've noticed throughout our generation is that Generation Z has a problem waking up in the morning. There's a lot of different reasons why Generation Z has a problem waking up in the morning. One of them is work, school, and other activities that is going on. So personally for me, I have a job, and I work about 30-something hours a week. And that sucks. I go from 1 to 10:30 at night. Same with Casey. Casey works about, what, night shifts?
I work night shifts, yeah, like 4:30 to 10:30. I work 3 days a week, so like about like a couple, like 20, 25 hours
Yeah.
a week.
So when I come home, I like instantly come from school to work and then come home. And sometimes I don't come home until like 10:30. And then I also have more projects I have to do. And this is a problem for me because sometimes I'm late. I wake up, I miss my alarm, I'm late to school, and I get tardies, which causes detentions. So people are just hitting the snooze button instead of getting up. Personally for me, I have 5 different alarms. And I hit snooze on all of them and miss my bus. Or miss class. Same with Eric.
See, I have at least 2 alarms that wake me up in the morning, but I hit at least snooze on one and then sometimes the other.
So I've met a lot of other teens who have problems waking up in the morning, just like me. I know this kid who's late to first period every single day because he just cannot wake up in the morning. And our solution to this problem is our game. So we are right now creating an app that is an alarm that utilizes brain games as a way to turn off your alarm. Instead of hitting the snooze, the only way to turn it off is by a randomized brain game or a mind game. Surveys. So originally when we first did NGT, we had a whole completely different idea and decided that it was not going to work for us due to surveys. And the surveys were not the best for us. So we did a whole new set of surveys for us, and it just shows about 42 people took it. Most people wake up by alarm, and parents, but again, also with parents, they don't want to wake up their kid in the morning, because I wouldn't either.
Probably want to sleep in a little bit.
Exactly. About over 70% of kids have trouble waking up in the morning, some don't, and some kids already use an alarm app and some don't too. And there's just a couple surveys. We'll have all of it online too. And we got about a 3.5% of people liking our idea. Right here is a video of what we have working right now. Also, Eric has it with him too that shows, this is just like the basic, very low set prototype.
This is the like kind of our basic prototype. As you can see, it says Arise 3.0. That's because right now I've gone through 3 different versions to make sure that they're all working right and like see what works with it and not. And right now this is kind of like more close to the finalized version, except I don't have the assets fully implemented yet. So it's not what it would finally look like.
This is just one of how we just started it. Just a basic prototype of everything. And you can tell right now that you can just either type it in, because some people don't want to go through the whole circle of it, or you can just type it all in and instantly pull up what time you want to set your alarm. Ooh, there you go. This is one of our 2 games. This one loaded before this one. This one, it's like a flow type game that you have to connect the different colored circuits to the right color. And it has to do it in a specific pattern. You can't just
So they all connect. They can't have the one that's not connected.
Yeah.
So they all have to be really fluid. It has to take up all of the space. So it's helpful in a way of like, you have to figure out a few tries before you can actually have it completed correctly.
Yeah, you can see by the pattern, all of them connect. You can't just like go across and zigzag with it. And then this one is our 2016 64.
We made it, this one is an earlier version, so we made it instead of like going to like, I think it's 128 in this version, we made it to just 64 so you don't have to like have your alarm blaring for so long. You can complete it faster, but it's still helping your brain.
Yeah, this one you just have to connect 2, and then you keep connecting for the higher blocks. And again, it would just be 1 game at a time with difficulty. Yeah, oh, okay. No. Can you press next for me? Thank you. This is how the game we want
This is the assets that I designed for it to go in the game. So they all kind of have like the same color theme, and I wanted it to be like colors that will like are bright but also not too bright, like nice and relaxing colors. You're just waking up. This is the first thing you're going to be seeing in the morning. So I also wanted it to have more of a like kind of nice look to it. Like I don't want it to be like very sharp edge. So I made all of the assets really rounded and like nice and easy to look at.
It sucks because you can't really like see the right colors. This is a lot brighter yellow and stuff. Like with the TV, it just shows a little bit difference. But this is how we want the game to look, and also we're in the process of it to put in the assets at the moment. User stories. So all this, we have like a whole document online that you can look at too. This is just showing that like as a student, we want an alarm app to wake up in the morning, same as a parent, so it can wake up its child so that you don't have to. The parent doesn't have to do it. Teachers will also love this because it wakes up their students so they show up in class in the morning. Same with bosses, for employees to actually be on time and be productive. And then also this app can go to senior citizens too, who also have problems with memory loss and all that stuff. And it helps train the brain in the morning. And then again, a person with memory issues, it can help simulate cognitive functions. Our story, again, we all have jobs. We need a better way to wake up in the morning. I work 30 hours, they work night shifts. It's just hard for us. School also starts at 7:20 a.m., and that's a problem for us.
It actually started 15 minutes earlier last year, but they changed it, so now you start at 7:05.
Yeah. So I live about a good 30 minutes away, so I have to wake up at least 5 o'clock in the morning to shower, get ready, eat, and drive all the way to school just to make it on time. Casey does.
I'm in the National Art Honor Society, so I also have other things after school to do, some projects that we work on, like workshops and stuff, to get points, to get like a cord for graduation, so I'm kind of focused on that as well.
I have sports, but usually I have to go to practice sports, so it takes me around like 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night, so when I get home I really don't have time to do a lot, and I have to rush to like 11 o'clock at night to finish things.
Yeah, and then we all use about like 70 alarms. All of our deliverables are online. I'm gonna just go through this quickly. Users cases, charter, all of it's online if you ever want. Test plan, if you wanna look more into detail. Our marketing, we just want everybody to see it. So we were thinking of posters and ads around school. The ads we can use to contact other ads to like put banner ads at the bottom of their apps.
Or pop-up ads.
Or pop-up ads that they can
They have to exit out of.
We already have a website made that you can also see on our Basecamp that tells us about our story, what the app is about, and all that fun stuff. We like to do daily updates on it too. And we also have a lot of social media, so we have an Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff to get more attention with our generation especially. And the way that we're gonna make money from our product is that it's gonna be free on the Google Play Store. But however, they can buy a 99-cent version to get rid of all the other ads that are coming on our app. Business requirements, again, on Basecamp. We had a lot of challenges.
As a programmer, I never really even touched Android Studio. So for me, it was like a blank slate. I had to basically relearn how to code, and it was just really hard. So I've been looking up constant tutorials, constantly like trying to figure out what goes with what doesn't work. If something goes wrong, how to fix it. It's just been like a constant struggle trying to make sure our app doesn't crash when it opens.
Yeah, I had to learn Adobe Illustrator because I didn't really know much at all about it, so I got a certification in that. So then I started working on to make assets because I've never really made my own assets before like this, so I had to learn all of that.
And we switched up our whole app idea within, I want to say halfway before December when we had to do the final thing, so it added more stress to all of us.
You had to redo some deliverables.
I had to redo all the deliverables for the original idea, and I'm still redoing them now once I'm learning more with programs. We all have jobs. I've mentioned it like a couple times already, but so it's harder for us to work on it more.
We can't work it out at home.
Yeah, outside of school. In our future, we have a couple things. We definitely want it on iOS. The only reason why we did Android Studio is because that's the program that is.
It was easily accessible to us, and it was free, and we it was able to be used on all school computers.
Yeah. We want to make more mini games. Right now we have 3, but we would like to have different types, like a Simon Says game, matching,
Yes.
other war type brain games, that would be nice. More customization, so different types of alarms, what else?
Different types of sounds. You also mentioned a matching game. We were thinking of people, the users, the customers being able to implement pictures for the matching game that they could use themselves.
Yeah. So it just adds nice customization. And in conclusion, that's all we gotta say. Thank you.
That was very good. I'll start. One of the things, I think you guys need to give yourselves more credit for the leaders and the awesome talent that you have, okay? You guys really have a lot of talent, and just kind of be a little bit more confident, because you do have a great ability to present. So as far as the presentation itself, okay, I would really like to see more graphics in there. So for example, your user personas, build that out, okay? You have a lot of words, so let's turn them into that story, right, that is going to attract the judges and to attract your audience. So as far as the choices, is that something that's just that's what it is right now, is that correct?
Yes.
The three,
The three
they can't
games.
choose.
all random.
It's all randomized.
So if you had
Okay.
like the same game going on every single time,
Right.
you would get used to it and it wouldn't really work.
So, no, but
Oh,
my
sorry.
point is the user able to choose which games or colors?
Not the colors right now, but the game, well, the colors we want them to be able to choose, but the games are completely randomized, so when your alarm does go off and you open up the app, turn off the alarm, the game will randomly generate to the three that we have right now.
I guess we can implant an idea that you can pick which games you'd rather have, but however, I
I
just,
feel like you need more games to pick from.
yeah, which would
Sure,
go
no,
with it.
and that's, so one of the things, did you guys look at the example that was there, the one tag?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like you to revisit that, okay? So for your future, build out that strategy, okay? Put it in a picture, just simple, one slide that shows that growth that you're looking to put into your product. Also, I think that one of the things that you're addressing here is time management, right?
Yes.
Because that's one of the things that we all juggle with, right? So, it's not just teenagers that have a challenge. It's all of us, but, so, stick, true to your targeted customer, that's great. I just really revisit that presentation and look how you can apply some of the simplistic storytelling that they have in there to make your story pop, okay? You have a great idea, you have a very exciting way of presenting. Have your PowerPoint complement that, okay? And then as far as your problem statement, just kind of, reflect that a little bit more. I think that, people like working and having other things to do, that's kind of what is happening, but the root cause is really time management, right?
Yeah.
That's all I have, but I just wanted to make sure that I got all the points that I wanted to make sure that you nailed it. And so really, you guys have some rock solid stuff here. I think that it's a really great idea. Kind of also in your resolution of your problem, identify if there's anything that is factual, psychological or that sort of thing that you can place in there that drives the reason why we have such a challenge waking up, and why your product is better for how it stands out to be using your product above a typical alarm. So one of those things, I didn't really see competition, right, as far as what that is. And yeah, I just practice, make sure that you get with your mentors, okay?
Okay.
So to add to that, I think you guys did an amazing job at your presentation. I personally found it interesting because I actually, every morning when I wake up, I actually play word games and brain games because for me, it helps me get ready for the day. And I think that there are facts that you could put in there about what those games actually do to get started, because for me, I do it on my own for a similar reason, but I think you could even tie in those facts and why it helps you not only wake up, because you can't turn off the alarm, but when you get your brain going in the beginning of the day, it kind of helps. So I think that would be interesting, and maybe it's just interesting to me because I just happen to do it, and I can't wait to use that app.
See, you can get their app now.
I know. I seriously, I'm like, this is great, and I have friends and family I could test that on too, and maybe some employees. But I like your idea of having a little more visual. One of the things I loved in your process map was that you had the little stick figure as the user. People like to see people going through process. And then to kind of add on to you, I'm very visual, and for me, I'm CIO and I head up our project management office, so I have to communicate a lot, and I do it in pictures. So if you did kind of what Robin said about the future state of your app, even if it was just in a picture, or here are the benefits that we're working on for the next iteration, so they know this is a dynamic, iterative product that will continue to grow. But wonderful job, and I will try that app.
Oh, one thing as far as just the presenting part, so there, you will have your stuff that's on Basecamp. Don't reference that in your presentation.
Okay.
Okay? Speak to what is on that slide, not assuming that we understand what's up there. Does that make sense? Because keep in mind too, the winner of this competition gets an opportunity to pitch in front of Kevin Harrington. So my point being is your presentation needs to be polished, and do it as if you really were trying to sell this product. And so take the competition part out of that, because that's your comfort level, right? And we understand those pieces, but you need to be speaking to us as if we know nothing about it. Okay?
And things like charters, even in business, there's a large percentage of people in business that don't work with project charters. So even the fact that you were able to scope out your project to that point, I mean, to me, talking about the use of those documents is almost as important as having the document. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's just, you made reference of like, here's my business requirements, they're on, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's fine to say in front of us, but now it's kind of showtime.
Okay.
And so that's where I'm just kind of distinguishing the line here to make your presentation stand out and be recognized.
Okay.
And do they have to do this in a certain order, or can they do it in different orders? Did you choose the order? Like story, problem, blah, blah, blah?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a recommended way, but it's not like they have to follow that.
I was just thinking, based on your story, you could really present the problem inside your story. We're three very busy people, show pictures of yourself in those activities, right? And probably the more McDonald's kind of worker you look like, the better, right? And then, we have trouble waking up, and take pictures of yourself like right when you wake up, like, uglier and the worst you possibly can. Make it funny, make it engage people, right? And then, go on. So now we can relate, right? We see you working hard, we see you waking up.
I actually work at Wendy's, so I could take a picture of myself.
Perfect.
In Wendy's uniform.
Get by the fryer.
So remember what we were talking about brand? It's all about just how you are pulling those strings of your customer, and it's the feeling that you are giving in your presentation is going to make that difference. Now, one of the things, you will have a prototype that we're going to be able to see.
Yes.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you didn't really tell me until like almost the very end how you were gonna make money. So I didn't know, okay? And if let's say I'm your advertiser, let's say you're presenting to me and I don't know, pick a brand, I'm some teenage brand, right? I'm old, I don't know what it's called. I don't wanna embarrass myself. Yeah, right, I'm sure that's awful. But, right, let's say I'm Gap and you're coming to me, right? I'm gonna be your advertiser, I'm gonna say, wow, let's do this, let's do Gap Wake Up or whatever, I wanna white label it, right? Why do I want to know, why do I wanna advertise to these people at that time? Who are they? What are they gonna buy? How are they gonna buy? What kind of buying power do they have, right? Then what are you gonna do with those games? Are you gonna learn about the user? Because different people learn and are attracted in different ways, right? So you could learn a lot about the way that consumer thinks, so that when I put my ad in front of them, you're giving the right ad to the right person who thinks those things. Thought?
So a couple of things, make sure you're working with your mentors, all right? There's a lot at stake here, you guys have a good chance, all right?
Yeah.
You're really solid, you need to tighten it up, right? And so, I'm just really excited about what you can, bring this to the next level. And then as far as just what is that overall pitch of what makes you unique to competitive products and why I would choose your product over the competition.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Great job.
Great job.
Yeah.
Great job.
I'm so glad that
Yes.